Welcome to virtual learning. I look forward to making this year of virtual learning as fun as possible. I hope to be able to bring our virtual classroom to life so we can make true connections. I don't want anyone to feel isolated or alone through this process. I look forward to the benefits of virtual learning. I hope that virtual learning will allow the students to explore more opportunities for self-directed learning. I am looking forward to less distractions and less drama in your learning environment so you can focus on what's important. I think the opportunity for a little more flexibility in your learning schedule and pacing will be very beneficial to many of you. There are going to be challenges to virtual learning. It might be challenging for parents or guardians to be involved to the level that will be necessary. Some students are not going to be making friends the way that they have in the past. And students are not going to have the familiar learning environment that they are used to. I want to focus on the family involvement for just a moment. Virtual learning is changing the way that students can learn. However, just because the environment looks different does not mean that relationships are any less central to the learning process for students enrolled in virtual courses. Parents and other caregivers offer some of the most critical guidance that students need to be successful in their academic journey. For students enrolled in virtual programs, the basic support they need from parents is much the same as any traditional student: positivity, accountability, and the knowledge that family members are aware of and care about what they're working on. But virtual learning does come with some unique logistics and additional challenges that parents and caregivers need to be aware of to help their children. Success in virtual courses takes a high level of motivation and self-directed effort. For some virtual students, this motivation comes naturally, but for others, especially those new to online courses, getting accustomed to the struggles of learning more independently can be challenging. Parents and other caregivers can make a big difference simply by demonstrating the importance of these skills in the real world beyond school. Talking to your child about your own work and goals is a great place to start. Tell him or her about difficult projects you're working on, new skills you're trying to master, and challenges you've faced. For instance, do you have a big presentation coming up at work? Tell your child about the extra time you're putting in to prepare. Are you in the process of taking up a new hobby? Tell your child about how you've had to try and fail. Take time to sit down with him or her while he or she is working on coursework to tackle some projects of your own. These don't have to be big talks or perfect examples, and you don't expect your child to rapt attention. But demonstrating your own hard work and motivated attitude will help your child take a similar approach. For everyone, surroundings make a huge difference in one's mindset and ability to focus. Students taking virtual courses have the ability to complete their work where they want, so it's important to put thought into what kind of environment is truly effective for them and make sure they have a designated space. Think about your child's personality and needs as a starting point to create a workspace tailored to him or her. And be sure to have a direct conversation with your child about where and how he or she will be most comfortable working on the virtual courses. If your child thrives on quiet, make sure that he or she has a desk and comfortable chair in the room. If he or she needs a little more interaction and hands-on accountability, a desk or table in the living room or kitchen may be a better option. And no matter what the workspace looks like, be sure that your child has easy access to the materials and supplies that he or she will need to be efficient, like good headphones, a wireless mouse to help control their Chromebook, and plenty of note paper, pens, and other office basics. Your student will spend their school days immersed in an online program. For parents, taking the time to get familiar with what that platform looks like, how your child is using it, and what resources are available are some of the best ways you can offer support. Make sure that your child is comfortable navigating through the courses and completing basic tasks like submitting assignments and checking grades. Be sure to spend time on communication tools available to your child as well, like built-in messaging features, video conferencing tools like Teams, or basic phone and email use. Regular communication between students and the teacher is absolutely critical in virtual courses. It's your child's course, but by knowing the program, you will have a better grasp on what his or her learning looks like and how you can be most effectively providing support. We will be using 3 main platforms: Microsoft Teams, ClassDojo, and Canvas. Canvas will be the main platform for completing assignments and submitting assignments. It will also be where you can find useful day-to-day information. Microsoft Teams will be how we have our face-to-face communication and instruction. ClassDojo is how student behavior will be communicated and recorded. It will also be used as communication between me, the teacher, and you, the parents. Build relationships with your teachers. Virtual teachers are teachers just like any other. We're qualified, dedicated professionals who want to build strong relationships with our students. And part of that is getting to know students' families and broader support systems. For parents, I am your primary teammate in supporting your child through his or her online schoolwork. Be proactive about reaching out at the beginning of your child's course to introduce yourself and talk about how you want to partner and communicate. Don't hesitate to use all the forms of communication available to your child, including video conferencing. If you have questions about the progress or concerns about your child's progress, reach out and discuss them with me. And certainly, not least, share successes. You see your child on a very regular basis. I don't. When you see your child reaching goals, making productive changes, or hitting important milestones, tell me about it. It's guaranteed that your child will appreciate the positive feedback coming from multiple angles. You can call, text, or email me anytime. All right, I'm talking to the students now. You need to make sure you are following the Bell Morris dress code before logging on to our Teams meeting each day. If you are dressed in a way that wouldn't be appropriate to show up to school in, don't show up to our virtual school. It is very important to find a quiet place to work where you are not going to have distractions. When you log into our Teams meeting, it is very important that you have your microphone on mute. When you have a question or want to add something to our conversation during Teams, you can either write it in the chat bar or raise your virtual hand. Do not unmute yourself until I give you permission to do so. It is important that only one person is unmuted at a time. When using the chat feature, make sure to stay on topic with your chats. And do not use any appropriate language in the chat bar or over the microphone. Stay engaged and show respect to the person speaking by keeping your eyes on the screen. But above all, respect your virtual classroom just as you would respect our school classroom. I know that this is going to be a lot of new information and a lot of new things to learn this year. But if we just stay calm, we will have a great school year.